teams meet Rose still a journey, and can anyone beat us at St. James Park? It's the Fulham match vlog, so stick around! Welcome back to Black and White Banter, you lovely, lovely Newcastle fans. And look at this, it's a glorious sunny day. I've had to skip the Yorkshire puddings today because there's something far more important than me Sunday roast. That's Eddie Howe's Mags at home to Fulham. As I said in the match preview, very tough test today. Very, very tough test indeed. But I'm still confident, as I always am, because as I said on the match preview, we are so solid defensively. We don't worry in that department anymore. I think we're much better than them defensively. This is two teams that are going to press. Don't expect Fulham to sit back and try and play for a point. I'd be very surprised. Yes, they've had a fantastic season, but when it comes down to that defence, ours is much better. And I think as long as we can be clinical, which has been a problem for us in a lot of home games, I'm fancying us today. And I cannot wait to get off St. James's Park. It's a nice change, a Sunday afternoon game. I enjoyed my Saturday off from football, in a way. Bit bored at the same time, but before I get into the vlog and get over to St. James's Park, Newcastle fans, if you are new to Black and White Banter, drop down, give us a little like, it goes a very long way. Whack that subscribe if you like this match vlog, but also get us across all social media. We sell merchandise now, everybody loves our jokey content on there, so do that now. I'm going to head over to St. James's Park, wait for the team news to come in, but I am very confident on this lovely sunny Sunday afternoon. How are you, lads? Team news is in. Unchanged from the last match, which I'm delighted about, but obviously everyone was wondering whether Eddie Howe was going to take the stance with Joe Linton after his drink driving charges to drop him. He's obviously thought this is not a football related matter. I'm sure it's been dealt with internally because we know Eddie Howe's massively a man of integrity. He's decided to keep him in, which from a football point of view I'm delighted with, because Joe Linton against Leicester was fantastic. So yeah, that's that one done with now. I don't think we need to talk about that anymore. Eddie Howe's obviously dealt with it. He said how remorseful Joe Linton's been since the incident, and he's decided not to carry that into any sort of punishment on the pitch. So Joe Linton's in, unchanged. Isak and Maximin on the bench to potentially come on. Fulham are, of course, playing Mitrovic, which is one we've all got an extra eye on. Come back to St. James's Park again. I'd like to think our defence can keep him quiet, but I'm still massively confident going into this one. Very tough test today, but unchanged Newcastle United, which, happy days. Come on the boys, 3 more points, let's go back above them. Awful lot, Man United, come on, how are you, lads? Half-time Lou review, 0-0, a bit flat. It's almost as if you could argue, compared to what we used to do with this team, it's almost like the players have been out on a bit of a bender on the Saturday. Maybe it's the big market, Cozy Joe's on karaoke, they had a late night. Just the intensity, I think Fulham started really well. First 10 minutes they were really comfortable with the ball, and I was like, wow, these are here to play. We grew into the game a little bit more, but I think the intensity, we've maybe been half a yard, a little bit slow to press. A bit slower in possession, defenders kind of casually strolling out a little bit too much. To be fair, lots of green shirts in that central area, which has made it difficult for Botman and Shea to pick anyone out. No one's been great so far in that first half. We've grew into the game, we've had a couple of half chances. Wilson with a header, a shot from the right hand side that was saved by the keeper, but I said going into this game it was going to be a great game for the neutral, two teams that press really high. What do I know? What do I know? Because it's been anything but that. I think if the neutral was watching that, he probably turned it off and got the Yorkshires on and focused on the Sunday dinner. It looks like he could have drawn all over it, but I think Bruno doesn't look comfortable with that injury. I know he played on, he doesn't look comfortable with me, so naturally I think Maximin would come on, move Julian Willock into that centre. That could be an option for Eddie Howe in the second half. Looks like he might have draw written all over it, but with this Newcastle team you're always confident going into a second half. The atmosphere has been flat. I remember why I don't like Sunday at 2 o'clock kickoffs, because I think most of the population of the stadium's probably been out on the piss on a Saturday, feeling a bit rovey today, and it's a little bit flat in the stands. Maybe that transcends down to the players, I don't know. But again, I'm going to back us going into the second half, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one's got draw written all over it. Away the lads. Joined by George, he's just come out the game. What did you think of that, mate?
Fucking beautiful, mate. Absolutely loved every minute of it.
And I don't even know where to start on that Mitrovic penalty. I don't even know. I can't wait to watch it back.
I still don't even know what's happening.
Apparently he's tripped and he's touched it twice, which is why it was a free kick to us.
We'll take it. We'll take it any day. Any day. Win's a win.
You know your luck's in when something like that happens.
Yeah, mate. But the boys played beautiful. You can't complain. Like Joelinton smashed it. Love it.
So obviously Isak got the winning goal.
Yeah.
Would you look to bring him in from the start in future games, or do you still see him as impact substitution at the moment?
I trust Eddie, to be honest. Fuck knows, I'm not a manager myself. I trust Eddie. Eddie's doing it right.
I like that response. I tell you what, it's probably the first time in years we all feel a little bit like that. Whatever Eddie Howe thinks.
Love him.
Now, on a side note, obviously it's been cup fever this week.
Yeah.
Have you got your hotels for Wembley booked?
I haven't. No, not yet. In the working.
Right.
I have faith in it.
Are we going to get there?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. It's our trophy, mate.
And if you were given the choice now, a split choice between the two, between European football next season or winning the cup, and I know winning the cup comes with European football, I get that. Say Champions League or winning the cup, which would you take right now?
Can I not say both?
I don't do these videos to give you the option of both.
The cup. Yeah,
I'm the same. I'm the same.
We need a trophy. We haven't had one in years.
And last question, who's your man of the match today?
Joelinton.
After the week he's had, yeah.
After the week he's had, I feel like Eddie's had a word with him. I'm surprised he even started, to be honest. But he smashed it.
Yeah, right, I'm joined by Liam. He's actually been on one of my videos before, so turned into a familiar face. I think we both stand in the same place. Just come out the stadium. What did you think of that today?
It's alright, standard performance really. I don't know what happened with the penalty, like. I'm not sure about that.
Well, apparently he's touched it twice, which is why it's a free kick. So when he's gone to take it, he's fell over and he's touched the ball twice.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, if anything sums up your luck being in as a football club, it's ex-striker slipping over the ball and missing the penalty.
But he's got to win, so sound.
Yeah, difficult one maybe, because I didn't think it was the best performance, as we were just talking about. Who's your man of the match today?
Probably say, I don't know, honestly.
It's a tricky one. It is.
Isak to the goal, isn't it?
Yeah. I think if he was to get any sort of applause, that's only going to do his confidence good. Right, Michael, he's just come out of the game as well. Michael, what did you think of that?
Game was absolutely amazing. Dominated it. Fulham came for a draw. We just absolutely had so many chances. Should have been 3-4-0 easily. We're doing really well and really impressed. Honestly, really good.
Obviously a huge talking point for that. Difficult for me to see where I was sat at the Gallagher end, but a talking point from that is this Mitrovic penalty. Apparently he's touched it twice as he's gone to take it.
Well, apparently so. I couldn't see from where I sat that everyone said he touched it twice, which is unbelievable for a striker like of his ability and his Newcastle links, and must be desperate to score. How he's done that, I've got no idea.
I've just said to
see it on the TV.
I've just said to another couple of fans, you know your luck's in as a team and a back five as well in particular when a striker slips on a penalty with the score at 0-0.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, isn't it, when you think about it? But, you know, we deserve to win the game. You know, it was a travesty, really. The penalty, from what I can gather, didn't seem like a penalty. I don't know. I haven't seen it live.
Very hard for me to see.
You know, from where I sat again, it was hard to tell, but everyone said maybe it wasn't a penalty, but they got it against the run of play. They were time wasting, as Leeds did in the Leeds game. Goalkeeper was falling down with the ball, wasting time, but Newcastle are really marching on and unbelievable that we can get a game like that and win it at the death, which is a lot of big teams, top teams have won stuff over the years have done, and we've done it today because this was a big game to win.
Well, Ernie, what are your first thoughts on that performance?
It was a good win, a hard win. And in the end, I think it was well worth it for the chances we had as the chances they had.
I think first half we were a little bit slow, would you say it's fair to say, and then second half we improved a little bit, which is becoming a bit of a common theme, I think.
Yes, we didn't start with our usual rush and hurry and that.
Yeah.
We seem as though we're starting to become playing like professionals rather than Sunday League, but it's worth it. But it was so obvious from the very first 5 minutes that they wanted to have a draw.
Yeah.
There were no.
Yeah.
They were playing a back five and then three in front of that.
I thought they started the game really, really controlled with the ball, really confident with the ball.
Yeah, it's. Yes, we got the 3 points, but I think in the end, a nils each may have been.
Yeah.
But maybe on chances, we should have really.
Which again is becoming a common theme. It really is. I think teams that are coming to St. James's Park, I don't know whether you agree with this one, but they have to be clinical with the chances because we dominate so much of the ball.
Yeah, every home game now, I put money on Longstaff to score because he's missed that many.
Yeah, he has.
And if you notice, today was what was it? 5 minutes or 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes in, he had that chance again. Give him his due, he's always in the right place.
So how much money are you down so far this season then?
Down a bit. But I'll get it all back because he's always a good price.
I bet he is as well.
But yeah, that was the...
And who was your man of the match today? I know it's a tricky one with a performance, like a bit of a cagey performance.
Well, Trippier in a way because he still controlled everything, right, even though he wasn't having such a good game.
Yeah, I think Trippier's been a bit mixed the past 3 or 4 games. His deliveries,
but he controls the whole team if you have a look. So
yeah,
I think him and Wilson.
Give me a striker from Sweden. Yes, Newcastle fans, we've won that game. I'm here in my usual spot with the lovely strawberry bar in the background. It's still daylight, which is amazing. It's been a long time since I've been able to do a video in daylight. And we another win better off. We are back in third above Man United, which makes me so happy because I don't like them. Today was a cagey game. I've spoken to a couple of fans there. One fan thought it was brilliant and we had a load of chances. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think first half we were very sluggish, as I said at half time. I wouldn't have been surprised if this game had finished 0-0. There's probably an argument there to maybe say that would have been a fair enough result, but I think we did have better chances. We did, and we turned it on second half. And the common theme I'm seeing now with Newcastle United, before I touch on the Mitrovic shenanigans that happened in that game, I think a common theme now, teams that come to St. James's Park have got to be clinical. Because against this solid brick wall of a back five, we are not giving away many chances. So when a team, in this case, gets a penalty, because Fulham didn't really have much of a sniff apart from that, Nick Pope was back to reading his books again. He had his camping chair out. Apart from, if you don't take a chance like that, you're not going to get many. And we are starting to increase that intensity in the second half. I don't know whether that's part of Eddie Howe's game plan, whether he's just constantly having a word with them in the second half, but we were much better in that second half. And teams are just getting found out for not taking those little half chances that they're getting. Now, onto the Mitrovic penalty. My God, do you know what your luck is in when a striker, ex-Newcastle striker, one of the best in the Premier League at the moment, gets a penalty and it gets given against him as a free kick of all things because he's touched the ball twice. I haven't seen it back yet. He's obviously slipped, but my God, I don't think I've ever seen something as fortunate for us as that. And Nick Pope's century of minutes now without conceding a goal continues. I think we still had black and white TVs when Nick Pope last conceded a goal. So, I was laughing at that in the stands for so long. I couldn't quite get my head around what had happened. It looked like it was going to be the fairy tale for Mitrovic coming back. I thought, shit, this could be our first defeat of the season. We were staring down and we ended up winning the game 1-0. Performances again across the board were okay. I struggle to name a man of the match. I'd probably give it to Joe Linton just because of the week he's had. He was bullish in that midfield like he always is. He was driving the ball forward, creating some good openings. I loved how he applauded the fans at the end. He stayed back to do that, to sort of say sorry, put his hand up a couple of times. He seems remorseful. Obviously, Eddie Howe's dealt with that, so I'd probably give it to him because of the week he's had. Bruno, we hope there's nothing too wrong with him. It's not our best performance again. We've got a lot of fixtures. Our squad depth, although we talk about having Maximin and Isak as substitutes as being great, our squad depth still isn't good. So I said at half time that Bruno being injured, Maximin was the most likely replacement, and then moved Joey and Willock into that middle. He did that. Maximin was okay. We're still not seeing any of them flashes of brilliance or, you know, taking on 2 or 3 players. I think his game's changing a little bit to try and suit Eddie Howe a bit more. So that didn't light me up. I thought Trippier today, I think for 3 or 4 games now, Trippier hasn't been great. I love the man, we all do. I think his leadership pretty much puts him in the team alone. He controls us as a football club with his voice throughout the game. But I think his deliveries now for 2 or 3 matches have been pretty poor. I know he almost scored with his free kick. But generally speaking, I don't think it was amazing today. We got over the line, we increased that intensity in the second half, and Isak, long may that continue. I still don't know whether there's a place for him in this team. Callum Wilson, it's not going to do him any harm to have competition. And he does, I think Isak, when he's come on, even at Sheffield Wednesday for 45 minutes, he's looking bright. And you'd expect that because he costs a hell of a lot of money. If you've liked this video, Newcastle fans, please give us a little thumbs up. It goes a very long way. If you've stuck around this long, whack that subscribe and get the notifications bell on. There's lots of more match vlogs coming. Everything Newcastle United related, everything worth talking about will be talked about, and get us across all social media. Now go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Yorkshire puddings, Newcastle fans, because we are 3rd in the league, back above Man United, a cup semi-final to come, and this Eddie Howe roller coaster just keeps on taking massive dips and massive drops, and I'm enjoying every second. How are the lads? Gimme a striker from Sweden.